Every baby counts. Learn about saving babies together. Coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're visiting with the Honorable Benjy Rogers, the mayor of the city of Bennettsville and the honorary chair of next Saturday's March of Dimes Marlboro County Walk America. Good morning, Mayor.
Glad to be here this morning.
Thanks so much for being with us.
My pleasure.
So exciting to think of 10 days from now, folks are going to be piling out, getting ready for the walk, warming up that morning.
Exactly. We're looking for a big crowd. We've always had excellent support.
And this year, as the honorary chair, had you held that position in the past?
I think this is the second year, maybe the third. But,
okay.
I was honored when they asked me.
Absolutely.
Glad to be able to help out.
Y'all's football coach at Marlboro County High School is the chair of the event.
Coach Dean Boyd has chaired it for the last 4 or 5 years, I think.
Right.
And Mark Caton, the CEO of Marlboro Park Hospital, is the finance chair.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again so much for coming in. A little bit about yourself, Mayor Rogers. When did you first take office as mayor?
May 1st of 1999. That's my first term started.
So you're now in your second term.
Exactly, yeah.
What's that like holding political office in a county and now in this instance in a city?
You have to enjoy it. I enjoy working with people, trying to solve problems. I try to maintain an open door policy for any of the citizens that have a problem that want to come. Most of the time, if you listen, that's half the problem solving right there.
Sure.
They just want somebody to listen to them.
And what prompted you to run for political office in the first place?
Well, that goes back more years than I want to say. I've been in elected office off and on for 30-some-odd years.
30-some years? What had you been doing prior to becoming mayor of Bennettsville?
I ran the family farm, and then I was on city council for 10 years, and I have retired from the state Department of Natural Resources.
Is that right?
So I'm starting a new career now. I'm in real estate, so I'm really excited about that.
Now, had you been on county council as well?
Yeah, I was elected in 1970. I took office in 1973 and served for 8 years on the Marlboro County Council. So I've been around a long time.
That is amazing. Well, you surely kept your youth very well. It's amazing to think that 30 years ago you actually went on county council. You must have been very young.
Thought, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. My God, you started out of high school.
I tell you, I've enjoyed it.
Share with the viewers a little bit about the city of Bennettsville. When was the city founded? And
it was founded, I think, in 1909 down on the river, and it moved to the present site later, and it was incorporated in 1866. I think I'm right.
Okay, so it was founded in 1809. It was incorporated in 1866.
Right.
And what was the region's economic base when it was founded?
Of course, it was agricultural, and then it evolved into textiles and different plants.
I think I saw on the city's website that at one point the land was not sold off by the acre, but instead was sold off by the pound because you said it was so valuable.
It was. It was known as the cotton capital of South Carolina at one time, but we have evolved into other industries since then, and we have a broad-based economy now.
When you think about today's economy, how would you describe the region's more recent economic picture, and what are some of the development projects on the city's planning table today? In the last 4.5 years, we have completed one part of the streetscape, right,
down Main Street. We've got budgeted this year the next step, and we just received a $200,000 grant from the DOT for the third phase. So we spent a lot of money downtown.
Great.
We've got upstairs housing, a private public partnership, and they just started renting some of those. We've got a very aggressive council, and they don't mind stepping outside the box, and some things that they've tried in the past do not work, so we're trying some new things.
Great. And you grew up in Marlboro County?
Yeah, I grew up in the Blenheim community.
Okay.
And I've been living in Bennettsville for 20 some odd years.
And Blenheim is known for, isn't there like a beverage that's popular?
Yeah, Blenheim ginger ale.
Ginger ale, that's right.
It, yeah.
And that's still produced there in Blenheim? And
No, it's Alan Schaefer bought that before his death, and they produce it in Dillon now. But
is that right?
I think they still carry some of the spring water down there to spice it up.
Is the son of a gun?
Yeah.
I didn't know
it's
that.
It's known anywhere I go in the country.
I'm sure. Blenheim ginger ale.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. For viewers throughout the PD or down at the beach or in Robinson and Scotland County, you may have never visited the city of Bennettsville. What are some of the highlights when you think about it, having been there 20 years, having grown up in the county, living, and you said, I think earlier, that your family's been in Marlboro County for how long?
Probably 250 years.
Golly.
And they have been involved in politics from the very beginning. I think the first sheriff of Marlboro County, Marlboro District, was
it Rogers?
Yeah, was great. Yeah.
Is that right?
It's been over the years, public service.
Give the viewers a sense of some of the highlights of the city of Bennettsville. When you think about it, of course, now in your second term as mayor and driving through there, what are some things that folks would need to see if you were encouraging them to come visit the city?
Well, I'd encourage them to come downtown. Like I say, we have all the small towns went through a decline in the last 20 or 30 years, but we have done a lot to try to turn it around. Mm-hmm. And I'd invite people to come downtown and see what we've done. Mm-hmm. We've got Lake Paul A. Wallace inside the city limits that we hold beach blasts and different, and there's boats out there every weekend during the summer.
You have a lake inside the city limits?
Yeah, we're real proud of that.
Golly.
And we are going to start utilizing it more. We have not, as far as tourist attractions and all. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We've got to try to draw some people from outside to bring us some money.
Yeah, how do y'all normally get the word out about things going on within the city and in the summertime? The beach blast, is that something that's been going on for a while?
A couple of years. Mm-hmm. The city put it on for the first time this past summer, but mm-hmm. It was a big success. Everybody had a big time.
And, of course, living so close to the beach, when you talk about the beach blast, that ties, I guess, into beach music.
And
shaggers, absolutely.
We have a lot of shaggers in Bennettsville.
Yeah, and Marlboro County's got, you all have some folks, when we think about in the state, the Department of Transportation's had folks from Marlboro County.
Absolutely.
For a long time, and some long-time representatives in the State House and Senate have come out of the county.
Yeah, over the years we've had a lot of power out of Marlboro County because that has shifted to the urban areas now. Mm-hmm. So that we were all of us are having problems keeping up now. Mm-hmm. But,
when you think now entering your second term, you've just entered 5-6 months ago your second term as mayor. Do you have some specific goals or objectives in mind for this term?
As I mentioned earlier, we start on the second phase of the streetscape, mm-hmm. and we hope to be able to have it timed, budget-wise, in May 1 to continue third phase, mm-hmm. and go ahead and complete that. Mm-hmm. We are constantly upgrading our recreation facilities. We built a new kids land park since I've been mayor, and the council's help. We have people from all over the PD coming to it. We just spent $1 million on our community center, Community Center, mm-hmm. and it's one of the prettiest anywhere in the state, I think.
Wow.
It's booked up every weekend for probably a year in advance.
Is that right? The
we actually had to hold a city function in another place because we couldn't use our own building.
Well, that's great news. So there are obviously a lot of folks either there in the community that are staying in the community or folks coming in from other areas.
Yeah.
That's a great
We're real
sign.
excited. Like I said, we've got a progressive council, mm-hmm. and we're trying some new things.
One thing that a lot of folks have heard about is the Marlboro County Federal Prison that will be entering the region or open in the very near future if it hadn't already opened. When's it scheduled for completion?
This spring is supposed to be turned over from the contractor to the Bureau of Prisons.
Okay.
I'm not sure when they're going to actually start bringing prisoners in. Probably next summer. Mm-hmm. The one in Williamsburg, we've got two in South Carolina, thanks mm-hmm. to Central Hollins and our representatives in Washington.
Right.
But it'll probably be late summer, I would think.
What kind of impact do you think it's going to have on the region?
I don't think the people of Bennettsville have realized yet what difference it is going to make. Mm-hmm. We have a state prison there also. Right. They go through a lot of the process in Columbia. Mm-hmm. But we've been told that the federal system tried to spend up 80% of their needs locally.
Is that right?
So the merchants have got to get ready, and it's going to be a big deal if they can meet the needs.
Yeah. And do you have any idea about some of the numbers of folks that will be employed by the federal prison?
It's 400 and something, and they anticipate bringing in maybe half of that. So there's a lot of opportunity for the local people.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Sounds like the time to open a little diner or something close to the federal prison.
Right.
I mean, that sounds...
We've got a big opportunity.
Absolutely. How spectacular. Why do you think the March of Dimes has won such widespread support throughout Marlboro County?
Because the children, once you see these children, it touches your heart. And the people of Marlboro County have been known for stepping forward when there's a need over the years.
Yeah, I think just last Friday you all held an event. There's a lot of events obviously leading up to the walk. What happened last Friday?
At the Conway football game, which is one of a big rivalry, we held a tailgate party, and it was a big success.
Oh yeah.
We really thank everybody for coming by and buying the plates and joining in the fun.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We think about other aspects. The city is a sponsor of this year's Walk America, the Marlboro County Walk America, on November 8th. Will you be participating in the day's events?
Yeah, I will. Yeah, I've been walking for the last 3 or 4 years, and I encourage everybody else to come out, and all the city employees especially, to come out and join us.
We're about 10 days away. I mean, it's really getting close now.
Right, yeah. It's a fun event.
The walk will be started by the ambassador of Baby's family. Can you share with the viewers real quick, we just have a couple of minutes, Mayor Rogers, about this year's baby, Owen Murphy?
He's a wonderful child. Joe and Allison Murphy are the parents. And Joe is an assistant football coach at Marlboro County High School, so he's well known in the community. And Allison was a public school teacher, which had to give up her position to look after Owen. He spent, I think, 2 months in Chapel Hill in the neonatal center
up there.
And I did find out that he's grown from less than 4 pounds to about 27 pounds now.
Is that right?
Yeah, doing real good. He started crawling.
Oh, yeah, great.
One of his conditions requires insulin, so he's on 24-hour insulin hookup. But he is doing exceptionally well for everything he's been through.
That is wonderful.
His aunt, Jennifer Gwynn, is the administrative assistant at the city of Bennettsville, so she has really had all of us stirred up on this.
I'm sure.
Yeah, so she doesn't let us stop.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that is wonderful. Lastly, Mayor Rogers, what do you like best about living in Bennettsville and having been there your entire life in Marlboro County?
Probably the people. It's because we have limited activity. We try to improve the quality of life. That's my main goal for this next term, along with the council, is to try to improve the livability of Bennettsville and Marlboro County to attract more people. We've lost population in the last 2 censuses, and we want to reverse that trend. We have a lot to offer, but we just got to get the word out.
You heard him say it. It's the people like Owen Murphy that have been there in Marlboro County from birth, and the people like his family who've been there more than 250 years. Think about that, the commitment that Rogers have made to the area, and of course the area's made to his family, and the people there that keep going strong. Livability is very important. Mayor Rogers, thanks so much for being with us.
Appreciate y'all having us. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to Joe Fisher coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome back to Carolina People. This morning we're visiting with Joe Fisher, the community director for the March of Dimes. Good morning, Joe.
It's nice to see you, Greg.
Thanks so much for getting back. It was so great having you in on Monday when we were over at the Marion County Medical Center, and obviously focused so much on the kickoff of that walk, which is actually this Saturday. And of course the Marlboro County walk,
One week later.
Mayor Rogers was in talking about this morning, is literally 10 days from now.
Right.
How exciting.
It is exciting. It's a great small community that believe it or not, when I started working with them 3 years ago, I didn't even know where Bennettsville was. And I certainly didn't know Blenheim and Wallace and Clio, but I do now.
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
Golly, it's fascinating. You know, Mayor Rogers was talking about having grown up in Blenheim and, of course, being the mayor there in Bennettsville and now in his second term. He said he's the honorary chair.
Yes.
You've got Coach Dean Boyd in
Yes.
as the Marlboro County High School coach, superstar football coach there, who is your direct chair, and then you've got a Mark Caton. I mean, you've got a whole slew of
We really do.
amazing
we
people.
didn't start off that way. We started off just with Coach Boyd, who served as our Walk America chair in 2001. And in 2002, in talking with the coach, I said, we really need to attract some new leadership. And he said, well, how about Mayor Rogers, and how about Mark Caton?
Yeah.
So Coach and I went to see these gentlemen, and they stepped right up and said, yes, we want to get involved.
And Colonel Blum will be with us
Wow.
tomorrow on
Yes.
Halloween. It'll be funny visiting with an Army colonel on Halloween.
That's right.
Exciting to think about those aspects. But golly, the Marion County Walk, I know you're getting really excited about the day after tomorrow. Where are you from originally, Joe?
I'm originally from Texas. You know, that's a different part of the United States.
Yeah.
You have people from the south and the north and the
Yeah.
east and the west. Then you have people that are from Texas.
The Independent Republic of
that's
Texas.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm from Texas, San Antonio,
Okay.
and my husband is as well. And we married in Texas, and then started moving around. And but you can take the girl out of Texas, but you can't take the Texas out of the girl.
Oh,
So,
God, that's a great
there
praise.
you
That's
go.
a great praise. Joe, do you have your family with you here in the area?
We have our daughter lives in Sumter, South Carolina. She's an attorney, and 2 years ago I told her, you need to get involved with your law firm in the March of Dimes, and so she has a team, and they're active at the Sumter Walk America.
Right.
And then our son is in the Army, and he originally, when he went into the Army, they took him. That was one good thing. And he started at Fort Bragg, and when he re-enlisted, he moved to Fort Polk and became a medic. And then he re-enlisted again, and now he's in San Antonio, Texas, studying to become a licensed practical nurse in the United States Army. He's been in 5 years.
Is that right?
That's
How
right.
exciting, Joe.
It is exciting.
How exciting. What brought you and your husband to the area? What had you been doing prior to your move?
Well, my husband and I both, he was in the food service business, and I was in the hospitality industry. And 5 years ago, we made the determination we'd like to get a little closer to our family members. And we had lived in Myrtle Beach in 1987, 8, and 9, and we were attracted back to it again. It's changed considerably in that length of time. But we wanted to come back to the beach, and that put us 2 hours from our daughter and approximately 2.5 hours from our son, who was at Fort Bragg.
Well, that was perfect, right, between
perfect.
the two of them.
Absolutely.
When you think about this position now as community director for the PD division of the March of Dimes, how did you come to this position, and was there a motivating factor in your personal life?
Well, I do want to at least I can put a plug in for the Sun News, because I read about the position in the newspaper, and I submitted my application, and I received a telephone call from our state office in Columbia, and they asked if I would come up and interview for the position. And because I had a hospitality background that included fundraising and working with a membership, and this is working with teams, I had a correlation. And then as I was visiting with them and found out that the doctors who pioneered the surgery for cleft palate and cleft lip received their grants from the March of Dimes, and my youngest grandson was born with cleft lip, I realized that they had touched my life in that regard, and they touched it with polio vaccine and in some other areas that I simply didn't know, because I didn't know that. But it was interesting to find that out and to know that they had touched my world.
Joe, share with the viewers a little bit about some of the things you shared with us on Monday, exactly how the March of Dimes began and what was its original mission and how it's changed over time.
I'm happy to share that with our listening audience. The March of Dimes was founded in 1938 by President Franklin Delano Roosevelt to find a cure for infantile paralysis, which is polio as we know it today. And when you think about 1938 and what this great nation was going through at that time, and an entertainer by the name of Eddie Cantor, he got on the radio and he encouraged people from all over America to send their dimes to Washington, D.C. and they coined the phrase March of Dimes. And that's how we got our name, and our mission was to find a cure for polio. In 1955, the Salk vaccine came along, and with the success of the Salk vaccine, the March of Dimes changed its focus to babies, because there wasn't another organization that was working to save the life of babies.
Golly, how exciting,
Wow.
Joe.
Our most precious citizens.
Yeah, saving babies together. Say, it was so great when Harry held up the Marion Regional Healthcare System T-shirt on Tuesday. It is a valuable thing, and obviously, but the aspect of a walk. How did a fundraising walk get it started? When was the first one held?
Well, up until 1970, the March of Dimes just raised money through corporate donations and individual donations.
Mm-hmm.
But in 1970, the March of Dimes determined to start Walk Americas. It was a great way to bring the corporate community, the businesses within a community, schools, churches, who could have teams, and collectively they could raise money and then have a celebration that they call Walk America.
What areas are included in the PD division of the March of Dimes?
The PD
Joe?
division handles 5 Walk Americas in the spring. We do Horry County, Loris, Georgetown County, Lake City, and Dillon County. We do those between the 1st of April and the middle of May. And then in the fall, we do Walk America in Marion County, Walk America in Marlboro County. We do a motorcycle ride, and we do a Star Chef's auction along with a real estate event.
And y'all had the motorcycle ride this past Sunday.
Great event, new event for the March of Dimes, new event for the state of South Carolina, and our second annual motorcycle event.
Yes.
It's called Ride for Babies.
The Ride for Babies, and Lance Thompson was the general chairman of that.
He
a
was. We had a
superstar.
great committee,
Yeah.
a lot of volunteers. It was a fun day. We had a lot of fun, and it was capped off by having Jamie Lynn jump in with a Green Beret parachute team with a 33 by 65 foot American flag.
Golly,
Wow.
That must have been amazing.
There
That must have been
there were
amazing.
chills in that whole entire audience and all those
Oh, yeah.
bikers that were there.
Golly, Joe. Obviously, a big focus is the Marlboro County Walk
Absolutely.
America, and we're about 10 days from the event now. Has the community been supportive of you and your efforts to organize the Marlboro County Walk America?
Absolutely. We have good corporate sponsorship through Marlboro Park Hospital, Hensel Phelps Construction Company. We have Better Blue, Natural Spring Water.
Right.
We have Bell South, and we have Care South have all stepped up as our corporate sponsors. We have teams all over the county, out in those little outlying schools districts. They will all come together to walk on Saturday, November the 8th. And I must put a plug in for Coach Boyd, who, during a very busy football season, who's trying to win some football games, stepping up to be a coach. It'd be easy to say, I'm too busy. Coach did not say, I'm too busy. He said, I will take the time to help save babies. And then the JROTC at Marlboro County High School, those young people, they just do it all. They help us. They're there. They lead off the walk. They warm up the walkers. They put a color guard out in front of our walkers as the music is playing. We have a great time. We have about 135 walkers that come out that day.
Well, you never know. There could be a ton out on November 8th. You just never know.
Well, we'll take the ton.
Absolutely. Tell us about the ambassador babies, Joe. We just have a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Why is their participation important, and how are they chosen?
The ambassador babies are chosen generally through the hospitals in each of the communities. In Marlboro County, it's a little different in that Owen Murphy, who is our ambassador baby this year, his dad is assistant coach at Marlboro County High School.
Right.
He asked Coach Boyd when we started working on our walk this year, do you think the March of Dimes would like for Owen to serve as our ambassador? This is a baby that has a lot of problems, but is working every day to stay alive. And as long as the March of Dimes is there, we're going to keep championing keeping babies alive.
That's wonderful, Joe. Where will the Marlboro County Walk America begin, and what are some of the events that will be held next Saturday, the 8th?
Our registration is at 9:30. We're right out in front of Munnerlyn Fieldhouse at Marlboro County High School. The walk goes into the neighborhood. It's a 3-mile walk. And then when we come back, we will go inside of the JROTC building, and we have a smorgasbord of good things to eat provided by vendors from all over Marlboro County. And we'll go in and eat and have some fellowship, and then we'll give out plaques to the top teams, top individuals, and then we give away door prizes. And the Myrtle Beach community donates door prizes in the Marlboro County. Everybody gets a ticket, Greg, and then we just start pulling tickets out. And so everybody stands a chance to win a door prize. They all love that. Then we thank everybody. We say come back in 2004. Then what goes up must come down. We pack up the car. We tell everybody goodbye, and we send thank you letters, and then we see them again the next year.
Yes, absolutely. And there are so many folks that have wrapped around. Joe, lastly, why is it important for this region to be supportive of the March of Dimes and its efforts for research?
Every baby counts. Every baby is precious. Every baby deserves to have a fighting chance to live. Not all babies come into the world healthy. Many are born prematurely. Many are born with birth defects that they will have to live with their entire lives. An organization like ours believes in babies, and we work every single day to try to save the life of a baby. That's why Walk America is important. All the events are important. You're important to help us get the word out about this organization.
It's 3 key words, whether it's the March of Dimes, Every Baby Counts, or Saving Babies Together. You heard Joe Fisher say it, the community director for the PD division of the Marlboro County Walk America. Get out there, Marlboro County High School, November 8th, registration 9:30, the walk kicks off at 10.
Yes.
Joe, thanks so much
Thanks
for being
for
with us this
having me.
morning.
It's a real pleasure.
Absolutely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People coming up next. We want to thank the Honorable Benjy Rogers, the mayor for the city of Bennettsville, and Joe Fisher, the community director for the PD division of the March of Dimes, for making today's Carolina People so special.